What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome into another episode here of PGA Pub. Myself and Conor Mac giving you guys all you need to know for this week's golf action. Conor, what a Masters, brother. The up and downs from the weather. Koepka looking good the whole time. Then Jon Rahm just sneaks up in there like he usually does and wins by 4. Some great storylines, though, brother. I'm going to start it off with Phil Mickelson. Guy shoots 7 under. Are you kidding me? On Sunday to finish T2? Like, that's just that's pretty wild. So Phil Mickelson, give him a little round of applause for a lefty there. Even though it looks like he's a skeleton, looks like he's lost 40 pounds and aged about 20 years in the last year. Phil's still a great golfer. You know, good to see lefty up there. Russell Henley, another golfer. Don't know if you had him, Connor, but great performance from Russell Henley. Sahith Theegala had a nice 5 under as well, and Jordan Spieth decided to show up Sunday there, Connor, -6 to shoot 7 under on the tournament.
Yeah, no, I did not have Russell Henley. Why would you? We finally got a top 10 in a major.
I would be looking at him this week, if anything. I would not have thought.
Yeah,
of him
he's played well here. I was going to talk about that. He's played well here in the past. And let's get to it, Rahm. Yeah, just steady. It's just kind of a two-man race.
Foot on the gas.
Yeah. And Koepka full. The weather was just weird. The no scoring. And then back to scoring yesterday. It was just so cold and rain and windy. It just seemed like nobody could get really anything going. It was so wet.
Yeah, and that was hold on to your socks. Just kind of try not to go backwards.
Yeah.
Try to stay, as much as you can in the game. But one thing about Koepka, guys, he's on live, right, Connor? He's used to 3 rounds. He had to do that 4th round, and he choked. So playing on the live tour there, I guess Koepka, for 3 rounds, he would have won the thing, but 4 rounds, Rahm and all these other guys. It's good to see out of Phil. I did not see that coming from Phil, but Koepka definitely struggled +3, and Rahm was -3.
Phil hadn't done anything. To see that, no one could say. I guess he's played well there, obviously, in the past, but that he's just going off that because this guy has played on the live. He's been horrible on the live tour. He hasn't done anything.
I had a feeling some of these guys, and then you look at Patrick Reed at T4, another live golfer there. So some of these guys, they really showed up. And a lot of them were all players that had a good experience here. Phil, Koepka, and Reed. So definitely played a factor. And Phil was saying in interviews too, Connor. He's saying I think Friday, Saturday that I'm there, like I'm ready to go low, pretty much. And he lived up to what he said. So maybe keep an eye on Phil if there's any live events coming up in the future. But shout out to everyone in the chat. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, real deal, appreciate you, brother. Throw them in the chat here. We'll be on for about 30 minutes breaking down this week's RBC Heritage at Harbour Town. This is a fun track here, Connor. I like this one. They give it the old plaid jacket, the old red plaid jacket. And there's been some bombs that have won this event, but there's a but. This is an elevated event here this year. So this is a $20 million purse. All the big names are here except for Matsuyama. And I believe Rory's not in it unless
he withdrew,
Yeah, he withdrew. So Rory withdrew. I guess something happened to him. And also Aaron Wise there. He's another big name that's not in the lineup. He's actually out, I believe, for mental health. So you won't be seeing Wise chips anytime soon. But getting into the RBC Heritage, guys, this is an unreal field. All 100 players, like I said, are in it except for those 3. This is going to be a tree line dominant golf course, Connor. So very, very tight, a lot of water. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of water, a lot of tree line. You're going to end up blocking yourself out, right, on your second shots because there's just so many trees. So you're going to have to hit these fairways because another thing is these greens, guys. Smallest greens you're going to find probably on tour, Connor. 3,700 square feet average. Last week at the Augusta, it was 6,400. So these are going to be half the size of the greens you're going to see last week. Reminds me of a course I have here in my hometown. So you're really going to have to – this is the Approach City golf course, but it's not necessarily a driving golf course there, Connor. It's only 6,900 yards, 6,947. So it's below 7,000. The par 4s are tough. There's going to be one less par 5. So the par 4s you're going to want to definitely be scoring on. The par 3s are a little bit of length. They're about 190 to 200. But again, the par 4s are definitely not that long here, Connor. Past champs, we have Spieth, Sink, and Simpson. So all guys that are kind of plotters there, I'd like to say, Connor. Good short game as well, but really good plotters of the golf course. Because again, you're going to need this here. The fairways are a must hit at this golf course. Like I said, you can get blocked off from your second shot. Along with the slick Bermuda greens, you're not going to be having bent grass from last week, Connor. So I'm going to axe out what I saw last week at the Masters and more look at what we saw at the AP, at the Players, at the Valspar, things like that. I'll get into some of those stats, guys, later on in the show. But you're going to want to be looking at Bermuda grass here because these are slick Bermuda grass here in really tight, small greens. And you're not going to see any water as well, guys, until 17 and 18. So, like I said, you got to just stay out of the trees here, Connor. That's going to be the name of the game here, brother.
Yeah, well, it's just it's good to see this event have all these guys here because usually this was not the few guys would play it after the Masters. So yeah, it's great to have all these guys here this week.
No, definitely. I was just looking to see who I had last year at this event, and where was it here? I had Webb Simpson, Henley, Kirk, McNeely, Hadwin, Howell, Tringali, and Ortiz. Yeah, I got some bombs, but again, a lot of those golfers I would not have this week. I actually have one name on there this week, but
Shane Lowry.
What's that?
Did you say Shane Lowry?
I didn't say Shane Lowry, but I'm picking up what you're thinking there. With Shane Lowry there, Connor. I like that. I'll get to Shane Lowry coming up. He checked a lot of boxes coming into this event, and his odds are dropping too. So, Shane, you might have picked one out of the old 6-pack there, Connor, 7-pack. But yeah, the weather. Let's get into the weather there, brother. That's always important. 75 to 79 Fahrenheit for everyone in the States. That's pretty much perfect ideal weather. No, Connor. Sun is going to be out on Thursday. It's going to be out Saturday. Possible a little rain showers Friday and Sunday, but the winds are going to be about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So there shouldn't be any real delays at this golf course, guys. It shouldn't be playing too soft. It should be pretty firm, especially Thursday. And I would even expect it to be pretty firm and fast all week, to be honest. So that's the weather report for you guys. Like I said, par 71, 6,900, 47 yards. One less par 5. It's a Pete Dye design, Connor. So whenever you have these Pete Dye designs, I got a couple course comparisons here for you guys. The Pete Dye design course comparisons would be TPC River Highlands, the Ocean course at the PGA Championship, and then even the Players. Those are all Pete Dye golf courses. So good course comparisons for you guys. 33rd toughest off the tee, Connor, at this golf course. So really off the tee is more important than other golf courses. And around the green, not like the Masters, this is the 5th easiest to score around the green here. So really need that off the tee. Don't got to worry about around the green. And 3rd shortest distance, driving distance on tour as well at only 274 yards. So a lot of three woods, maybe hybrids, 2 irons, 3 irons, whatever they may have in their bag. A lot of shorter. It's more just accuracy. You got to really set up for that second shot at this golf course.
Definitely. You want to be right off the tee. I will be looking at the guys that stick it. Sure.
Yeah, and it's not the distance. I'm not worried about like a Cam Young here trying to. That's why a lot of these big names, Connor, like they're not used to coming to this golf course. So I'm not too high on a lot of these big names at this event. I want a guy that's got good course history and that's got good form really coming in.
There's one guy, but the price to me, you'll touch on, is Cantlay. He's played well here in the past. Weaker fields, but I'm just saying he's had real success here. Kind of, I don't know how you call his Masters disappointing when he finished top 10. I mean, his Sunday wasn't great. And his price isn't great here. I'm just saying, at 15 to 1. But he's the guy, a big name that's played well here.
Good point. Yeah, he's the only issue with Cantlay, I guess. His putting has been good here, but his putting at the Masters was it was kind of sad to see. He just couldn't hit a putt. And definitely there were some issues with him and Hovland. I guess he was just really the reason why they didn't finish till 7:30 for the top 2 players there in Rahm and Koepka was because of, I guess, Cantlay just really slow playing the whole thing out. So Cantlay, I was a fan of you before, brother, but you're kind of not giving me a lot of reasons to stay a Cantlay fan, especially with the Goldman Sachs on the front of your hat. So yeah, Cantlay is interesting. Connor, just his putter, I guess, but it's a completely different surface. So Cantlay is very interesting. A lot of people have been on Cantlay, but I'm not going to be on him this week. But as a top name, him and Morikawa, actually, that's the other name, Morikawa. His irons were on point last week, had a decent finish. So out of the big names, didn't make my card, guys, but Morikawa would be a golfer maybe to watch out. Hasn't won in a while too, so Morikawa possibly. But some course comparisons for you guys. TPC River Highlands, that's going to be the Travelers. That's a good course comparison. Same course designer, smaller course. Was on bentgrass greens, but good course comparison. Valspar, Connor, the RSM, and the Sony Open, along with the Players. Those are going to be all of our course comparisons going into this event. And the Sony Open, I think, is a really good one too, Connor. Very flat like this golf course. There's going to be it's also on the ocean. This is going to be on the Atlantic coast, this event. So similar winds, smaller greens, and a shorter track. So I think the Sony Open is a good comparison there, along with the Valspar and the RSM. So, yeah. Connor, you got anything else before I get into the 7-8 pack here?
No, I'll get to my guys going forward here. But let's get to your Pizzak here.
Sounds good. Nasty Nate, what's going on? What up, though, brother? Yeah, man. He's got the big tuna fish, looks like, in his picture there. Respect to Nasty Nate. Yeah, Nasty, appreciate you tuning in, buddy. Hopefully we can back another winner here. Had a nice performance too at the Masters, guys. Just didn't hit it out right. But yeah, let's get into some stats here. Past results, Connor, you hit the nail right on the head there. Cantlay, 3 top 10s at this event. Hatton's also done very well. Morikawa, Spieth, Burns, Connors, Henley, McCarthy, Fleetwood, Kim, Young, Thomas, Poston, and Kuchar all have a strong track record here at the RBC Heritage. Strongest shots gained off the tee was Rory, but he's not in this event. Next is Scheffler, Cantlay, Hovland, Buckley, and Mitchell. Approach, Connor, 150 in, brother. I think that's going to be the key stat here, but 150 in because of how short the course is. You don't got to worry about golfers having, the 200-yard irons or 175, other than the par threes. But a lot of these par fours, it's going to be 150 in. So key stats for 150 in, guys. Morikawa, number 1. Ben Griffin, Henley, JT, that's Justin Thomas, Rory, and Hoagie. And then from the rough isn't too penal here as well, Connor. There is some rough, but it's more if you're going to be in the rough, you got to worry about the trees. That's my problem here. So Henley, Finau, Smalley, Damon, Hatton, Kirk, and Spieth all excel from 150 in there. Putting inside 15 to 10 feet, 10 to 15 feet, and inside 10 feet, Connor. Those are the stats I was able to find here for putting. Putting, just because of how small the greens are, guys. I talked about 3,000, I believe, 700 square feet, much smaller, about half the size of the Masters green. So most of these putts, for the most part, are going to be within 20 feet for the most part. So that's the stats I have here. Inside 10 feet, number 1's Fitzpatrick, McNeely, McCarthy, Montgomery, Burns, Hadwin, Taylor, Moore. And then from 10 to 15 feet, you got Herbert, McNeely, Merritt, Ryder, Montgomery again, Stallings, and Tom Kim leading the way there. Yeah, Tom Kim. He might have made my card here, guys. We'll get into it very shortly. Number 1 in approach here. This is another key stat. You're going to have a strong approach. Number 1 is Morikawa, Hoagie, Finau, Alexander, Scheffler, and Young, along with Homa, Fowler, Rory, Rahm, and Tom Kim again, and Jason Day. So some golfers for you guys to keep in mind there. Nutflush Allen, what's going on? Top of the morning there, brother. Still got the 129th Open. Hanging strong, my guy, and hopefully Caden's hitting them well. Good to see you're teaching them all the ropes there, brother. I can't wait to see him on one of the tours sooner than later. Christopher Commentini, what's going on? Rory's not in the event, brother. Commentini, he just withdrew, so no Rory in this event, unfortunately. But would have been interesting to see him here. Top approach already went over. I'm gonna go over some stats here, guys. Some golfers that I like. It took me a while to come up with this card, but I think we got a good one here, Connor. Actually, before I do that, I want to talk about last week at the Masters, and I want to talk about how the key stats here, greens and regulation and driving accuracy. If you had the driving accuracy and you're hitting a lot of greens, that's going to help you more than it's going to hurt you going into this event. Not so much the distance, more the accuracy. So greens and reg, number 1 at the Masters was Scotty Scheffler. 2 was Cantlay. Excuse me, Rahm, Alexander, Lowry, Woodland, Tom Kim, Burns, Hoagie, Henley, Finau, and Young. And then top driving accuracy was Henley, Lowry, Hovland, Rahm, KH Lee, Tom Kim, Young, Hoagie, Kirk, Sam Burns, and Siwoo Kim. So there's a couple names that went off twice there. I'll tell you guys right here. Rahm was tops in driving accuracy and greens and regulation. Lowry was as well. Tom Kim, Burns, Hoagie, Henley, and Young. So some of those names there are definitely going to be on my card. That's
Hoagie, though, he didn't make it. So
he didn't make it, but his accuracy, that's how bad his putting was with Tom Hoagie there.
You got to take the greens and regulation at the Masters a little bit grain of salt. The bigger greens, it's a little different from here.
100%, 100%. Yeah, he hit 24 36 greens and 23 at 28 fairways, but that was only in 2 rounds because he missed the cut. But still,
and
it
he was
was
+7.
yeah,
right?
or +4, +4. Yeah.
4, okay.
But
I
yeah,
thought it
that's
worked there. So the stats were there. He couldn't score because
you know
I
what
thought
it
he could
was.
have a top 20 there for
You know what it
sure.
was? He won the par 3 event. He shot 6 under in the par 3, so he kind of I don't want to say jinxed himself. I know people don't believe in that, but no par 3 players won the
You
event.
just
And
don't win it. You just
no, I know,
hit one,
Tom.
or you let your caddy hit one. That way, it's a no score.
And he birdied the 9th too to be one ahead. I think it was one ahead of Phil, if I'm not wrong. But anyways, guys, let's get into the RBC Heritage here. Start off the card. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Big show whenever you want to throw up the graphic. If you still have it there, brother, now would be the time. Let's do it. Sung J M, guys. You know what? Sung J M. Big thing for me, Connor, that I looked at Sung J M was how he performs on Sundays. And this guy he always shows up. Since the Sony Open, when he did miss the cut, a good course comparison, he's finished T18, 4, 6, 56, 42. He's made the cut in every single event, guys. And another thing I want to look at is the elevated events. How have you done in the elevated events, right? T13 at the Century, T6 at the Waste Management, 56 at the Genesis, T21 at the Arnold Palmer, T6 at the Players, 17th at the Match Play, and then 16th at the Masters. So low key, he just had a steady round. Gained strokes on approach. He gained strokes actually all over the place, Sung JM. And the biggest thing for me, Connor, is what he's doing on Sundays is really impressive from Sung JM. I look at a stat here. It's called Pressure Tool, and it tells me how they're doing in the final rounds. And when I look at Sung JM, Connor, he's got a lot more times where he's going up than he is going down on Sundays. And that's going to be that's very key in my opinion. So Sung JM, guys, checks a lot of boxes. He's had 2 events here. He's played here twice. His best, I believe, was a T13. He's 1 for 2 shots gained putting.
Yeah.
But his form, it's more not so much his form. His form is solid. Don't get me wrong. It's just what he can do closing the door. And he hasn't won yet to Sung JM. And what does he do well, brother? He's dead straight. This guy puts it on put it on replay. Hit the rewind button because Sung JM, he's just so accurate, so deadly. And he's been playing really good golf, gaining strokes 1, 2, 3, 4 of his last 4 putting, and off the tee 7 of his last 7. So those are 2 really good stats, and he performs well in these elevated events, Connor. So 35-1 on I believe it was 35-1 here. I just got so many pages. 35-1 on Sung JM. Yeah, 45-1 first round leader, and then top 10 plus 280. What do you think of Sung JM?
I can't do it. I can't do it with him until he shuts the door. I can't back him anymore.
I know.
And maybe that burns me. And he's taking money. I already see him under 30-1 in a lot of books.
Yeah.
So people are seeing, what you are, that he's maybe a good play here this week, his accuracy.
His 20th ball.
If you got 35-1, I think it's okay. I mean, that's a solid look. But I don't know. I don't want him this week.
Yeah, he's 20th ball striking too, that accounts for greens and regulation and accuracy, which is pretty much exactly what I'm looking for. He's 20th in this. He's gained strokes from the 150 in the last 12 months, 89% from 10 to 15, which is solid, 36%, which is solid, and he's gained 0.67 strokes at this event in his last 2 times going. So I like the number here, 35-1 on Sung J, especially having a solid T16, and he didn't lose strokes. His games, it seems like it's in the right position right now for Sung J. So I'm going to take a shot with him, Connor, 35-1. Number 2 on the list here, guys, will be, Jesus, Gogster, so many pages. It's going to be Shane Lowry. I'm going back to Shane Lowry here, Connor. I listed off there, guys. It was the last week at the Masters, greens and regulation and driving accuracy. Lowry was 5th in greens and regulation, Connor, and he was 2nd in driving accuracy. The only thing that holds this guy back is the damn putter. But listen to this. There's a great but for this. I did some deep research on Lowry and how he's performed in the last 5 years putting, Connor, at this event. He's gained strokes 4 of his last 4 times putting at this event. So he likes putting here. He loves it. 4 of those. And the course comparisons that I have here, what is this? Jeez, I did this last night. This would be putting on the all the surfaces that shots gained I believe. Anyway, he's 4 for 4, and all of the course comparisons that I like, those are TPC River Highlands, the Players, Valspar, RSM, and the Sony Open. Only one he didn't play, I believe, was the Sony Open, but he gained strokes for the last 4 in the other events. Only thing that kind of goes against him is the elevated events, Connor. He's only got one strong performance, and I believe that was where was that here, guys? I'll just bring it up real quick. That was the what was it? T14 at the Genesis. It was at the Genesis. He had a T14 at the Genesis, then a T16 at the Masters, 35th at the Players, 67th at the Arnold Palmer. So it's really, I guess, where his game is and the course history for Shane Lowry. When I see where his game is, I guess it would be last week, how he just checks those boxes on driving accuracy and greens and regulation. And he's gained strokes for the last 4 times putting. So that's a guy I think that can win this event, guys. And we're getting him at 40 to 1. Shop around because that's another number that's dropping pretty quick on Shane Lowry, guys. 40 to 1 on the big Irish Bear. I'm not going to take him first round leader. Hopefully this doesn't bite me in the ass, but he's 118th first round leader. I think it's 4 rounds. You know, it was a long round, long 4 rounds at the Masters. So, you know, a couple of these guys here. I'm going to leave out Lowry just because he's 118th. Looking at Sung J M, he was 9th first round leader. So I had to put Sung J M on the first round leader stat there. But we're going to take Lowry off first round leader. We're going to have him, guys, outright 40 to 1, and then the T10 on Lowry is going to be plus 280 as well. Think he's got a shot this week, Connor?
Yeah, maybe at least a top 10. I just like his game, you know, in 3 of the last 4 years. T3, you know, a 7th, and then a 3rd last year. Like you said, it is different. I'll touch on some of my top 10s with a few guys because this, you know, is the elevated event, as they call it now. So a little bit different field. But, yeah, I had him circled.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the one thing I don't want to make too many points against our guy Shane Lowry is he was playing better last year. He had a T3 at the Masters, 2nd at the Honda, 13th at the Players, 12th at the Valspar, and then had the T3 at the Heritage. So his form going in isn't as strong. It's just I'm gonna trust Shane here. I think he's due to win one. Same with Sung J M. Yeah, Shane Lowry, guys, 40 to 1. Next on the list here is going to be the Tank Engine. This is another guy. He's going to win sooner than later. His game is just too good, too accurate, and that's going to be Tom Kim, guys. 45 to 1 on our guy Tom Kim. Let's see. He's gained 0.7 strokes in his last 5 events. He doesn't have as many course comparisons just because he just started, guys. He's had 2 events. He's made the cut. Sorry. He's had 2 events in the course comparisons we look at. That's RSN, Valspar, River Highlands, Sony Open, and the Players. I believe it was the Players. He gained 1.07 strokes. I believe that's putting. And then lost strokes 1.5 at the Sony Open. So not a big sample size, but 1 of 2, 26th first round leader. Reason why I want Tom Kim as well, Connor, is he was just like Lowry, greens and regulation, driving accuracy, top 10 in both of those categories. And then another reason why I want Tom Kim is his approach, guys, from 150 in. He's like in the top 10. And in the last 12 months, he's only been getting stronger, 88% and 39% from 15 to 10 feet. That's really strong. So a 10th too, guys, ball striking. It checks a lot of boxes. I know he hasn't won. He actually had a good performance too at the Masters, Tom Kim, just kind of battled his way through. He had a T16. That's a damn good performance. And he's got a T5 at the Century, which is an elevated event as well. He's made the cut too at all 5 of his elevated events he's been to. So look for Tom Kim to. I think he's going to be there. He could if he's going to win. I want the 45 to 1. So 45 to 1, guys. First round or outright first round leader is going to be 55 to 1, and then the top 10, Connor, is going to be plus 350 on Tom Kim to break out. Just his stats and how accurate he is, similar to Sung J M, the Korean, just the Korean style of golf. I think it's going to fit this RBC Heritage. Yeah,
I can't do it. Even though he's accurate, I can't. I think he wins at another place, though. Like, you know, down the line this year.
Yeah.
I just don't think he wins here. I wouldn't be shocked if he does, but yeah, I'll be off Tom Kim.
One more good thing going for actually Tom Kim. His one event he won, the Wyndham Championship, is another really strong course comparison. I believe it's another Pete Dye golf course as well. So he did win that event, gained 3.14 strokes putting. So if he gets the putter hot, Tom Kim, he's going to be right there to say the least. Had a bit of I wouldn't say he's still finding his game, but he hasn't had a strong performance since the American Express T16, but at T16 at the Masters, I like what I'm seeing there, Connor. Yeah, you know what? Give me a shout out Tom Kim. A lot of things are checking the boxes for our guy Tom Kim. And shout out to who's in the chat here, Joey. Joey's saying Sunday M. Respect to that. Sunday M is right, man. This guy's he's just a warrior, bro. I love Sung Jae. I've been on him for years and still waiting for that first win. So I hope it's this week for our guy Sunday, or Sung Jae, aka Sunday M. Tom Kim, Shane Lowry, Sung Jae M. Next on the card, guys, is going to be JT Poston, the Postman, Connor. If it's a short track and you need accuracy, I believe he's from this area as well. He's finished T9 at the match play, T10 at the Valspar, perfect course comparison. He's had a T6 at the American Express, T21 Sony. You know what? His approach, he's gained strokes approach, guys, 4 of his last 4, and a decent amount of strokes gained too. His putter's hot. And what else can we say about our guy JT Poston? Just got to find him here. Where is he? The Postman. Where are you, Postman? There he is at the bottom. 18th ball striking. That's huge right there. Surprisingly, too. 18th ball striking. And he was approached from 150 in, Connor, in the last 2 years. He was minus 0.25. He's actually now plus 0.11. So he's actually went up plus 0.36, which is a decent amount compared to other golfers in his approach from 150 in. And he also loves putting here at this event. Looking at our guy JT Poston, he's 4 of 4 shots gained putting, along with Shane Lowry. And there's another golfer I'll get to who's also 4 of 4. And he's 4 of 5 in our course comparison. It's the only time he lost shots on the putting surface was 0.12. I believe that was at the RSM. But the other 4 on our course comparisons, he was putting well. And his approach is there. You know what? I think JT Poston, first round leader. Did I take him first round leader? I did not. And I'm kind of a little worried here, but I'm going to trust the numbers, Connor. He's 161st first round leader stats. I got a weird feel. Hopefully he doesn't come out too hot out of the gate, but I think as 4 rounds go on, his game is just in the right place, to be honest, Connor. And his par 4 birdie or better, he's 20th. Par 4 birdie or better. So JT Poston, brother, 80-1, and then a top 10. I got him at plus 300, plus 600. My apologies, plus 600, top 10.
Yeah, I got a 700 out there. Yeah, he had a bad Saturday at the Masters, but he still, what was he? I think 30th, 34th there. I have to double check. Yeah, I like his game, and this is where he plays well. Courses like this, you already ripped through it. Shorter course. He's from around here, and it was different field. I gotta mention, but yeah, what's a third, a seventh, a third? That's the 3 of the last 4 years here. So he likes it. I'll take small on him probably to win, but yeah, that top 10 or 20, I think is a good look to cash this week.
Yeah. I love it, Connor. Yeah, let's keep her moving, guys. Next on the card is going to be Adam Hadwin, I believe here. Adam Hadwin, guys, 110-1. Taking a bit of a shot on Adam Hadwin here. I just want more of the plotters of the golf ball. And when I bring up Adam Hadwin, can't say his name. He's gained 0.56 strokes, tee to green. 2 of the last 5 events, he's had a T15 in the elevated events. So he's played 5 elevated events, guys. Slow down, Gogster. That's Adam Hadwin, and he's finished in the top 15 in 2 of them. So that just tells me he can compete with some of these big names. And he's gained strokes 2 of the last 5, and our course comparisons could be a little bit better. 2 of the last 4, he's gained shots gained at this event. And he's coming off of a last time he played here was a T26. Our guy Adam Hadwin. I had a question mark beside him, but there was too much. I could be missing the reason why I wanted Adam Hadwin. I just got so many notes here. Let me just see if I can find him here. Hadwin, 39th, guys, ball striking. And here's the big stat here, Connor. He's plus 0.48 in the approach from 0.25 in the last 2 years. He's gaining strokes in the approach from 150 in. 90%. This is what it was. 90%, almost 91% from 10 feet in. So he's one of the top golfers here, putting inside 10 feet. And then what does he got? 33%, which is decent, from 15 to 10. and he's gained strokes. He's gained 0.82 strokes on the field in the last 5 years. So just too many boxes that he checks, similar to our guy JT Poston. We're getting a nice price at 110 to 1. So take a nice bomber price there, guys, on Adam Hadwin. Also first round leader. A lot of these long shots, these are the names I expect to see in the first round leaderboard. So 80 to 1 on Adam Hadwin, first round leader, and then top 20, Connor, plus 350. Quickly, what do you think of Hadwin?
I don't know about here. Maybe this is a good place for him. It's just I think this is a too tough an event. But I wish you luck. I'm going to look for some other guys in this price or deeper than him.
Yeah, I know, and I hear you there. Looking at his approach, he has lost approach his last 2 events, but dating back before that, T10 at the Phoenix, T18 at the American Express, T13 at the Players. He can show up for these strong events. Now it is, and this golf course is much different than a lot of these elevated events have been. It's not long, it's not wide open, it's tight, narrow, and it's a short course. So shorter guy like Adam Hadwin, I think he's got a shot here. Just going to sprinkle a couple bucks on him at 110 to 1. Moving on, guys. Next on the card, your number 6 is going to be Denny McCarthy. I believe that's who I had next. Yeah, Denny McCarthy. Now, this is the guy who checked literally every single box. I thought his number was going to be lower, Connor. And now I know he hasn't won, but Denny McCarthy, inside 10 feet, he's 91.5%. That's third best in the field. Only one better is Fitzpatrick and McNeely. So McCarthy, perfect there from putting inside 10 feet. And then looking at what he does at this event, he's gained 0.52 strokes, 105th ball striking. Could be a little bit better, but what was the other reason? There had to been more reasons why I like McCarthy. Oh, yeah, 404. Here it is. At this event, he's 404, similar to, well, not similar, but same as Poston and Lowry. He's gained 4 of the last 4 times putting. So he loves putting on these surfaces. Small greens, McCarthy. We all know how well he does putting. And then looking at his shots gained at the 4 of the last 5, at 5 of the elevated events, Connor, 4 of them he's gained strokes. I believe that is tee to green, actually. Only one he lost was the TPC River Highlands, and that was just barely. So, you know what? Denny McCarthy, he's also 22nd and par 4 birdie or better, which is a key stat here. There's more par 4s. That's we're going to have to make a lot of your scoring up. So, Denny McCarthy is a long shot. I think first round leader is very live here, guys. I got him 121 first round or outright, 90 to 1 first round leader, and then plus 375 on Denny McCarthy to be in the top 20 at the end of Sunday, Connor. What do you think of Denny?
Yeah, this course is a good spot for him, especially with his putter. So I don't think he can win, but man, I don't know when he's going to win. But I think his perfect is either the first round or the top 20. That's where I looked at him too. Like you can get almost 4 to 1. I think that's a decent look there. So I was already kind of looking at him earlier this morning.
I like it. Yeah, Denny McCarthy. I'm just going to sprinkle 2 guys, just a couple, like, McDonald's money, I like to say, on the outright. And then I got, a couple pizzas, maybe a full course meal on the top 20 and, maybe a value meal, or not a value meal, but a large size on the first round leader. Cause I do think he's got a better shot, Connor, first round leader, but you know what?
You're going into meals into the bets. I like it. Full court appetizer bet.
Yeah, full court appetizer.
Supersized.
Supersized. I mean, I'm going to go a little bit bigger with the first round leader. They'll sprinkle, a couple value picks on the outright and go bigger probably on the top 20 on Denny McCarthy. Last one here. A lot of people are going to be like, why are you putting Wyndham Clark on your card? Well, let me tell you why. I'm putting Wyndham Clark at 120 to 1. First round leader is also going to be at, I think it was 90 to 1 as well. Actually, 75 to 1. So maybe there's some money coming in on our guy, Wyndham Clark here. Top 20s plus 333. Wyndham Clark here, Connor. Tee to green or off the tee. He was 3rd at the River Highlands, which is a short course. He was 4th at the Players. Tee to green off the tee. Wyndham Clark. He was 4th at the Valspar. Tee to green off our guy Clark. And then he was 6th at the RSM. So this guy, I don't know what it is, but shorter the course it is for Wyndham Clark. That tells me he's really good with his 3 woods, with the irons. Wyndham Clark, because look at this. Holy Toledo. His approach, he's gained at least 1 point, like at least a stroke on the field in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his last 6 events. He didn't play last week. He had a 6th at the Punta Cana, 5th at the Valspar. You know what? I'm happy. I figured out the old Wyndham Clark here. The only thing that's going to come down to Wyndham there, Connor, is going to be the damn putter for our guy Clark. But he has gained. This is the big reason I took him again. He's gained 3 of the last 4 events. He's gained strokes putting at this event. So he does like putting here at Harbour Town. 24th in first round leading stats. So he's a good first round leader bet, I think, as well. And 4 of the last 4 elevated events, he's made the cut, and his best has been a T10 at the Waste Management. So you know what? There's a lot going for Wyndham Clark here. He's gained 1.65 strokes in his last 5 events as well. 54th in the par 4 birdie or better. I got a good case, I feel like, for Wyndham Clark here. So I'm going to take a shot with him here. T35 last year as well. Wyndham Clark, guys, 120 to 1, 75 to 1. Looks like a lot of people took that first round leader, and then plus 333 on the T20 on Wyndham Clark. What do you think of our guy Wyndham?
Yeah, it's the putter. You already talked about it. I just,
but 3 of the last 4, he's gained strokes here. That's good, isn't it?
It's good, but I'll take you down the road, Wyndham.
And then another thing, putting, he doesn't gain a lot. Like Connor just said it. Like it's him trying to, if he gains strokes putting along with his approach and off the tee, he could very well win this thing. And he has gained strokes for the last 5 events leading into this RBC Heritage. So I think it's worth a shot, guys. And all these, all the big names, I went over it really at the beginning of the show. I would go with Morikawa. I see 20 to 1 here. Probably get a little bit better here. See what the enhanced is. 22 to 1. Speed's defending champion. I don't know about Tony and these big bombers. Like, I don't know how they're going to fare here, to be honest. They're going to have to definitely dial it down. Finau, Hovland, Young,
Fitzpatrick is a guy I looked at already. If you can get 35 to 1, he's had success here in the past. Played all right at the Masters. Was he 4 under? He was. I think he's a look. I might look at him. Maybe to win, especially if I get over 35 to 1.
Definitely. And a golfer I almost made my card, guys, was Tyrrell Hatton, but just decided to leave Tyrrell Hatton off the card. And then Max Homa is another interesting play. Max Homa is very interesting at 30 to 1. I'm seeing here because when his iron plays on, man, like he can just small greens, like even at Pebble. I know the greens at Pebble were really small when he won. So, you know what, Max Homa, I'd say Max Homa, Morikawa, and Fitzpatrick. If you're doing DFS, those would be some guys I would look at. Along with I have Lowry M and Tom Kim.
I like Homa a little better, obviously, this week. His struggles at Augusta kept off the card, and I put in Hovland, the first round leader, because he was right there too with Rahm. They were like top 5 first round leaders all year. Thursdays.
Great call by the way. With that Hovland first round leader. Great call.
Yeah, well, we talked about it last week, and I was just thinking back to you, and I go, I don't want Hovland the full way, but I was like, I got to take him first round, and I got to axe Homa, even though he's been very good first round.
That's what I got to live with for the rest of my life, because I was telling everyone here in my hometown, I was saying, Hovland, I think he's going to be great. My friends took him 2 first round leader, and I forgot to put Hovland on the card, but you know what? Yeah, Max Homa, his approach, other than the Dell match play, his approach has been lethal. So, you know what? I'm definitely probably going to have Max Homa in some matchup bets, guys. That'll come out later on, probably Wednesday. Wednesday later on this week, guys. So that's something to look forward to. I'll tweet out all the action too. Top 10s, 20s, 40s. I got some more 20s and 40s I haven't gone over yet, guys. Even some first round leaders, but I got to run, unfortunately. We'll be back again.
Real quick. I got to hit a couple of things before you dip, if you want to leave. Kuchar, I think it's a guy who's played well here. Just the thing is, it's just now this elevated thing. Down the line, this guy's played well. He wasn't cuts. Is Cam Davis. I think he had a 2nd or 3rd here last year. T6 at the Players. He didn't make the Valero, but he was 17th at the match play. Top 20 with him, plus 450. I'm looking at him. And then down the line, guys like Merritt. Some guys who had success here that are really long kind of bombs. You could look top 20, just because of this field. I just want to touch on a few of those guys.
Absolutely. I got a couple guys too that I haven't gone over, similar to that range though, guys. Check it out on Twitter. That's where you can find it. I'll leave a little tidbit of information there. More picks on Twitter, guys. Eagle47, Conor Mac picks. Connor, brother, appreciate it as always, man. Best of luck with your RBC action. Everyone in the chat as well.
Hit the like.
Hit the like. Hit the like. That's something we don't do enough. Hit the like. Bet online too, guys. Our sponsor, as well as slipped the other one slipping my mind.
MyBookie.
MyBookie, thank you. MyBookie.ag. Those are our two sponsors, guys. Hit them up there and use the Pub Sports Radio promo code. Check out our website. You can see all the information there, guys. Be good. Hit them straight. Golf season's right upon us, so enjoy the week ahead, guys, and hopefully we can catch another outright winner, first round leader, and all the above. Be good, Connor. Everyone in the chat. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.